Hello, good morning, dears. Year 6, this is our fourth session for the English online sessions. And as I promised you, and as we agreed on that the fourth session is going to complete the punctuation marks that we studied before. Today we are going to start with the quotation marks. Quotation marks are to be referred to also as speech marks. Why are they used? They are usually used in novels, stories, any texts, or any speeches that are not said by the person himself. So you are telling something on another one's tongue. Let's read and see. Use quotation marks before and after a direct quote. A direct quote means a direct speech said by someone else. Around the titles of short works such as articles, songs, short stories, or poems. Put quotation marks around words, letters, or symbols that are slang or used in a special way. For example, I think my leg is broken. Jesse whimpered. So I think my leg is broken. Um, and this sentence, this is the same sentence that Jesse said. I think my leg is broken. So not me, not you. That is the same thing that happened and the same thing that was said by her. And that is why we put it between quotation marks. And this is completes the same lesson of direct and indirect speech, the ones that we use to transfer and change the direct into indirect and so on. For example, this sentence, I think my leg is broken, if we're going to change it, we will say Jessie whimpered or whispered that she thought she had her leg broken. Number two, problem, Ariana Grande. Problem, that's the name of a story. Sorry, that's the name of a short story. That's why we put it between quotation marks. Third example in front of you, I have a hard time spelling miscellaneous. This is a word that is discussed in a special way. What is the special way here? You are discussing the meaning of this word, so you need to specialize talking about it. You put it between quotation marks. Ellipses. Ellipses, they are the three dots following each other. Why are they used? We use an ellipsis to indicate a pause and to indicate omitted words in a quotation. If an ellipsis is used at the end of a sentence, you will still need punctuation. In other words, let's read the examples and you'll get to know it more. You mean, um, we have a test today. um, Having the ellipsis in the sentence shows that the speaker was really nervous and was really confused and was really in a bad mood having an exam that day. So usually the ellipsis shows your pauses in a verbal speech. For example, Mom, I wanna ellipsis. It means that you are thinking, are you going to say this really to your mom or not? See? Then you had blasts off on screen as if you're looking out of a spaceship. You're posing. So in such sentences, when you find an ellipsis, you will have to pause and stop, not to complete reading normally. Because if you complete normally, the piece of art of this text or of this sentence will be lost. It will lose its valuable uh, intonation. Example three. I listened carefully as the teacher read Lincoln's inaugural address. 7 years ago. Now here it shows that the text does not end. That is the beginning of the sentence, or that is the beginning of a story. So there is a completion for it, but we're not going to mention it all. So we put ellipses. Um, Remember, as it was noted before, if the ellipsis comes at the end of the sentence, you still have to put a normal punctuation, like a comma, like a full stop, like a question mark or exclamation or whatever. Hyphen. Why is a hyphen used, or how it really looks like? A hyphen is the normal hyphen that comes in between of two words. We use a hyphen in compound numbers from 21 to 99 to form some compound words and to join a capital letter to a word, like the examples in front of you. 36. 10-minute speech. That's a compound word. X-ray. That's a capitalized letter to a word. Usually, sample number 2 comes, for example, I met the 10-year-old girl. And such thing, you have to put hyphens in between. That is very simple and very easy, I guess. Move forward, dash. Okay, dashes, they are the doubled hyphens. Use a pair of dashes to indicate a sudden interruption in a sentence to attach an afterthought to an already complete sentence or after introductory state. For example, there is one thing. There is one thing. That's a complete one, right? That's a complete sentence. Actually, several things that I need to tell you. Doesn't this remind you with something? Yes, I guess you got it. That works like a non-essential clause, the one that we used to use a comma in, the one that a sentence that makes a full complete meaning, but I'm going to add a non-essential information, so I put it in the middle with two commas. So if you remove actually several things, you still can say, there is one thing that I need to tell you. So it still makes meaning. Because I'm adding an extra information that is not required, I have to put it between two dashes, a double dashes. Parentheses. Parentheses, they are the half-circled ones. We use parentheses around a word or phrase in a sentence that adds information or makes an idea clearer. Clearer. For example, your essay, all 9 pages of it, is on my desk. Uh, Now, is this piece of information like, is it really important to be added? No, you could have just said your essay is on my desk. So putting this piece of information is adding more information. So I'll be using parentheses. Some of you will find it confusing when to use a comma or a dash or parentheses to show the non-essential clause. Just to feel or to be fair, they look the same somehow. However, parentheses are to make ideas clearer. So in case there is a vague information that you can't understand, adding parentheses will make it better. For example, Mr. Ahmed met me today. You don't know who's Mr. Ahmed. So it wouldn't concern you if I say he met me or not. But if I said, Mr. Ahmed, parentheses, the head of Tanta Club met me today. Now it makes difference. Now you understand that I have met someone who is important. See, that is it. In case you want to tell me that I can add instead of parentheses in this sentence a comma, it won't work. Because if you add a comma, the head of Tanta Club, this phrase is not a non-essential. It is important actually. Because if I didn't put it, you won't know who's Mr. Ahmed. That's why you can't put it. Same thing applies to a dash. You can't add a dash as well because it is not a non-essential clause. So the only one working here will be parentheses because what you add in parentheses makes sense. It is really important. Brackets. Use brackets around words of your own that you add to the words of someone that you are quoting. So in a quotation, if you are dictating or telling me a quotation from someone who is speaking, but you need to clarify and make more information in regards to this quotation, this is going to be put in or between brackets. For example, it is my sad duty to inform our audience that we are now at war, in between brackets, with Iraq. So the last word that the speaker said was at war. What came next is the narrator. Underlining. Underline titles of long works such as books or magazines, albums, and movies. We use italics when available, and that makes it more professional. So we add italics to the titles of long books or long works or magazines, like the sample. Okay, here we are done with our presentation, dears. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find it helpful. Please make sure to refer back to any inquiries or any questions via LMS. You can send me a message on LMS or send me a private message on my email, waleed.rafat at tms-egypt.com. You still can communicate with me over all the communication methods available. Thank you for your active listening. Please check your LMS for homework. Goodbye.